Working on a 2003 Honda Accord V6 J-Series engine. Got some codes in here, and they are transmission codes. Let's see what they are. Got my C-Reader Professional CRP123. I'll put a link in the description below. This has been a great little scanner. So let's see, DTCs in this ECU is 1, so let's see what they are. Read codes. P0747 P0747. No, P0747. Okay. Pressure control solenoid A stuck on. What that is your linear solenoid on top of your transmission. It has two solenoids. Basically, it has two solenoids and one sensor. I'll put a picture of it up right now. But that thing is giving me a code. Now, it could either be stuck, transmission fluid has never been changed and it's dirty, or it could actually be shot and not working correctly. Usually when this happens, you're going to get a hard shift. What's happening with this vehicle is you put it into reverse and it gives you a really, really hard shift. Like a jolt, like a bam! It can either happen in reverse or forward. This will also work for code P0740. Is a hard shift from first to second, second to third. And it is the linear solenoid again. That is bad. So let me see if I can show you this jolt that I'm talking about. Okay, got it in park. I don't know if you guys are seeing this on video, but the car does shake when it goes in reverse. Not so much when you go from neutral to drive. You can see right here, I'm in drive right now. When I go to neutral, I go to reverse. You guys hear that? And then after a while, once it warms up, you're not going to have any reverse. So I'm going to do to help alleviate this, I'm going to change the transmission filter. I'm also going to put a ground wire from the transmission to the frame of the vehicle. And then I'm also going to clean out the linear solenoid and see what that does. So come along with me. Hopefully we can fix this without spending a whole lot of money. And we'll go from there. So you can see by the footage, you can see the harsh shaking from park to reverse, and then I went down to drive and put it back into reverse. And you just see it's just shuddering and like just a hard jolt, man. So to access this linear solenoid, which is buried below the throttle body, I'm gonna take out the battery. I'm gonna take out the air box right here. I'll clean the throttle body too while I'm in there, and you don't need to necessarily take off the battery. I'm just going to do it so I can get a better shot for you guys. I'm going to clean the battery as well. You can see the corrosion here. Yeah, let me take these. Let me take the battery and the air box out. Very simple to do, and bring it back in. Got the negative battery cable off on this side. Went to go to the positive side, and this is all rusted right here. So I can't even turn the. I can't even turn that little nut right there. I tried, but I don't want to strip this out and ruin it. So I got my 10mm Milwaukee wrench right here. Not doing anything. And this has an aggressive bite on the wrench. You can see right there. These Milwaukees are great. I'll put a link down in the description below. I use these all the time. Very great set. It doesn't come with a 10 there. I just put some paint in there so I could tell them pretty quickly if they're like laying there, you know, and you can just look at it and be like, oh yeah, that's a 10. Get some liquid wrench penetrating oil. Let this soak for a couple minutes, and then I'll come back and see if I can get that bolt loose. And don't ever place wrenches up there, because if the wrench hits the positive and it hits negative, you're going to see some welding going on. Penetrating oil has such a distinct smell to it. Okay, I'll let that sit for a couple minutes and I'll bring you guys back. Well, it's been sitting for 5 minutes and still won't move. It just wants to bend this up here, but it got loose and we'll get it off. gonna have to work on that. Get that free and clear. Got the bracket off, so I should be able to just pick this battery up. This thing is nasty. Okay, let's get this battery tray out. We've got a 10 millimeter here, maybe a 12 millimeter there, and there. Yep, 12 millimeter. All right, I just wanted to share with you guys, when you take out the battery tray, you do not have to take these two bolts out all the way. The one here, or the one right there. You can just leave them partially out, right there. And the reason being is Honda engineers actually made little cuts in the bottom of the battery tray, so you can just slide it up and out. You know, just take it out, slide it up, install it, just push it back down. So you don't need to take those bolts out all the way, just slide it up. Here's a linear solenoid. You can see green lasers on it right now. This is it. There's 4, maybe 5 10 millimeter bolts that hold this thing on. There's one connector. I think that's the A. This is the B. But don't quote me on that. So we need to disconnect that and disconnect that. And then I don't know if I need to take off this transmission mount. I might have to be able to sneak this thing out. There are, I'll show you when you get in there, but from the transmission there's like 3 prongs that sit up like steel tubes. Each one of those steel tubes, there's a filter at the very bottom, a fine metal filter, and those can be plugged up. So before I go ordering parts on Amazon for one of these, Honda wants about, I've seen them anywhere between $400 and $500 for this linear solenoid. I've seen them on Amazon anywhere from $100 to $150 with mixed reviews, but I'll put a link down in the description below if you guys want to take that shot. You guys could also look for a junkyard. I have a couple down here in Southern California. We have a couple Honda Acura specific junkyards that only deal with Hondas and Acuras, so I have pretty good luck with those guys. I'll put a link to those guys as well if you're in Southern California as well. But let me get you closer. Well, actually, one more thing. This is where the transmission filter sits. There's a banjo bolt right there. You gotta take this out. There's a couple washers, and then there's 2 or 3 10 millimeter bolts that hold that thing in. And then the very back here is actually where you fill up the automatic transmission fluid, because I want to drain this transmission. The transmission fluid looks awful, and let me show that to you real quick. I know you're supposed to do it when it's warm. The vehicle's semi-warm because I've been not test driving it, but running the engine a little bit. Hopefully you guys can see the nastiness on film. So stick that down there. See it right there? I don't like that color at all. And it's super low. Old vehicle's also at an angle right now, so that doesn't help it. But look at that color. Nasty. So, I'm going to drain in the ATF fluid as well. And let me show you what ATF fluid I'm going to use. Okay, so I've used this for a long time, and I know I'm going to get hate in the comments down below. Oh, you're only supposed to use Honda ATF fluid. Well, I'm going to use Valvoline Max Life ATF Full Synthetic when I replace the transmission fluid. I have had awesome luck with this. Don't believe all the forums out there that say, oh, you can only use Honda ATF. That's not true. You can use this stuff as well. Like I said, I've had great luck with this. I've actually saved transmissions with this. You know, got another 100,000 miles out of some vehicles that people thought the transmissions were shot and gone. So I have nothing but good words to say about Valvoline Max Life Full Synthetic. Link down in the description below. But yeah, leave your comments below and let's get a good discussion going on what you guys think over Honda ATF and Valvoline Max Life. Just took a paint marker, marked one of the connectors. Right here are the 2 tabs. Actually, here's a tab for the connector. You push that down and push that way to get it out. So I'll push it down. At the same time, push it out. Got it disconnected. And that sounded like that one broke. Okay, now we have the 6 10 millimeters. Like I said earlier, this thing is either shot or just dirty. I'm going to show you how to test it as well as clean it. You cannot test it on the car. Yes, you can put a voltage to it and hear clicks, but that doesn't tell you if the solenoid inside, the actual little piston, is moving or not. So yes, it will click. You'll hear a little click. You'll be like, oh, it's good. No, you need to visually see that the solenoid is actually moving the piston up and down. So just because you hear it doesn't mean it's good. If you do this and you put it back on after cleaning it and it leaks, you need to change out the gasket that sits between the transmission housing and the solenoid itself. Yes. Awesome. Awesome, awesome. There are the 4 steel pillars I was telling you about, so make note which one goes where. You have a tall one here in the middle. Short, short, tall, short. At the bottom of the steel pins, there's a little wire mesh, like a little filter. We're going to clean those out. There's the back side of the linear solenoid. Going to clean this out as well. We're going to actuate it, see if it's working or not as well too. So, you just clean them out with a brake cleaner. Let's see if I can pull it with my finger. Sometimes you can. Yep, you can. Okay, there you go. See, right down there. Do not lose these. There's a tiny little screen. So we'll clean all this up. I'll clean this up. Yep, got that one out. Now let me clean out the each individual stem here. Okay, pull one out. And just shoot brake cleaner down it. See a little screen right there? And go ahead and put it back into place. That's all you got to do. This tall one does not have a screen, but I'm going to clean it up anyways. Last one. This one has the most debris in it. Yeah, it looks a lot better. Okay, now what's getting caught in here is friction material from the clutch plates, clutch packs. Okay, so that's ready. I'm going to go over to the bench and we're going to test the solenoid out. We're going to test the solenoid. You need to test it on the bench because even if you have this, if it's still sitting on the transmission, you apply electricity, 12 volts from a car battery to it. Even though you hear it clicking, yeah, the solenoid might be clicking, but you need to see that the piston inside there is actually moving back and forth, and that's what we're going to show you how to do right now. So I have 2 tiny little alligator clips right off screen right here. I have a fully charged 12 volt car battery. And we just come in here on the connectors, bring in your alligator clips, right? Doesn't matter which one you connect it to, be that negative or positive. Okay, got everything hooked up. We should see movement right there. You see that right there? Right there. Look right there. It's moving. So the solenoid is working correctly. Alright, I'll do the same to this one. I've already done it. It's working the same. Now I'm just going to clean all this out with brake cleaner. I'm going to clean this all out with brake cleaner and install it back onto the transmission. I'm also going to open this side up right here, clean it out this way. It leads right into this passage. So if there's any clutch material left in there, I can get it out through here. Just clean this all out as best of your ability. Also, you have 3 O-rings right here. Don't lose those. I didn't get them from Honda, so I'm just going to stick them back onto the pillars from the transmission. Just don't lose them. If you can hear it clicking but it's not moving at all, try cleaning it. If that doesn't help, you could try soaking it in acetone, but only soak it up to, you don't want to soak your electrical connectors in acetone, just the body. So you'd have to like hang it or suspend it in a fluid, give it a bath. You know, worst case scenario, you try to clean it, doesn't work, then you have to buy a new one, but at least you gave it a shot. You know, my dad always just used to tell me, you know, if you have a part, you think it's bad, try to fix it. If it doesn't work, you've lost nothing because it was bad in the first place. But if you got it working, saved yourself some money.